Hi there, it's Lisa here on our fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time, and our reading is from the book of the prophet Isaiah. This first reading and our second reading and our gospel all have something in common, and that is the human recognition of sinful self compared to the awesomeness of God. And so all three readings, easy to see the connection there. So the reading is from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Oh, and I always say, wait 3 seconds. So am I just making that up? So that actually comes from the GIRM, the General Instructions of the Roman Missal. In case you thought I was making it up. Nope, not making it up. That's our instruction to wait 3 seconds after the name of the book. And then when we finish the reading, to wait 3 seconds before we say the word of the Lord. Okay? And so there we go. You know what I have said all these times, and it dawned on me, did they think I'm making this up? Where did this come from? So a reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. In the year King Uzziah died, which happened to be 742 BC, so we're back there, I saw the Lord seated on a high and lofty throne, with the train of his garment filling the temple. Seraphim were stationed above. So we're just taking this slowly so we can make this picture. So every time that I come across this reading, I think about this song that I learned from some little kids that I was doing a vacation Bible school for at a Presbyterian church back in Louisiana. And this was this wonderful song. I'm going to include a link to it at the end of these instructions in case you want to hear what comes into my head all the time. It was very bouncy and very fun. It's a wonderful memory. So seraphim were stationed above. So can you see this? So there's God on the throne, the train of the garment filling the temple, and seraphim all around. And the seraphim are crying to one another, holy, 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 like an echo going back and forth, huh? All the earth is filled with his glory. And at the sound of that cry, the frame of the door shook, and the house was filled with smoke. Where Isaiah was, right? He's like, oh, I am in big trouble. Why does he say that? Then he said, woe is me. I am doomed. Why would he say that? For I am a man of unclean lips, living among a people of unclean lips. Yet my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the so I would pause right there, right? Then one of the seraphim flew to me, so here's the consolation coming, holding an ember that he had taken with tongs from the altar. So you can picture that happening. He touched my mouth with it. And of course, I'm just thinking, burn, city, and said, see, now that this has touched your lips, your wickedness is removed, your sin purged. So we're taking that slowly. Then it's a whole different, then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Here I am, I said. Send me. Okay, that's pretty excited, right? Send me. And then we pause 1, 2, 3. The word of the Lord. Okay, so how would this sound all at once? I just hardly the song is singing in my head as I read this. It's so much fun. All right, so a reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Oh, and this was at the beginning of his prophetic ministry, 40 years. He did it, 40 years. Okay, a reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. In the year King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord seated on a high and lofty throne, with the train of his garment filling the temple. Seraphim were stationed above. They cried to one another, one to the other, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. All the earth is filled with his glory." At the sound of that cry, the frame of the door shook, and the house was filled with smoke. Then I said, "Woe is me, I am doomed, for I am a man of unclean lips, living among a people of unclean lips. Yet my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." Then one of the seraphim flew to me, holding an ember that he had taken with tongs from the altar. He touched my mouth with it and said, "See, now that this has touched your lips, your wickedness is removed. Your sin is purged." Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? Who will go for us?" "Here I am," I said. "Send me." The word of the Lord. All right, what a fun reading. Have fun with that reading and let it just fill your spirit, okay? All right, God bless.